Welcome to the Sales Lab.
What about a day that you just feel like you got beat up and it was wasted time? And what does that look like?
So, I mean, technical sales, right? One of the things is it's like sometimes like a bad dating game, and it's you ask a lot of people out, and they end up saying no. And the reality of it is that there's only a percentage of people that will interact with you sometimes, and it's just sometimes the law of averages. Sometimes you get to a point where you got qualified leads and you're in there with a need. Sometimes you're trying to create a need. So, I would tell you, bad days are the ones where you call a bunch of people, you go visit people, and you get there and really nothing for you to do. There's just misunderstanding, or the person cancels on you. That's one of the worst things that can happen. I remember flying into Denver to meet with this engineer, and it was the only reason I was going, and it took forever to get the meeting, and I was excited because finally got him. Got there, waited in the lobby, and and I flew all the way there. Didn't have any other calls. I told my boss, hey, it's worth it to do it. This is important. And pretty much I sat in the lobby for 20 minutes before they told me, hey, look, he's tied up and can't make it. So there's always benefits there too. I use that to kind of give a guilt trip and say, hey, listen, I had flown out there, missed the opportunity to see you. Sucks for me. Hopefully it sucks for you. I'm thinking in my head was I'm writing this message to him, like, hopefully we can make this up. I know you're busy, but look, obviously I'm, committed to working with you. And I flew all the way out there for that reason. Hopefully you can give me, some time to talk about it. And it really did turn into that opportunity with him. It wasn't a big opportunity, but it was still an opportunity. At least pay for the ticket to get there and spend a day in Denver. So I would tell you it's those days that are tough. That's where I think you have to have resilience. You have to focus on understanding what the cycle of business is, and that that there's a lot of no's sometimes before you get to yeses. The other thing that's always frustrating is military customers. You can design stuff and they'll pay you for it. Commercial side of it, there's really none of that. So you have to take some risk and design stuff. Now, it'd be great if you met with a customer technically and you're like, hey, I found this specific need. And then you take that information and take it to a couple of customers, and like 4 customers are like, yeah, I'd love that. But if you got one alpha customer and you find this and you design it, and I've had that happen to me, and then you take it to them, they're like, oh, funding got cut or this happened. Those are bad days because you've obviously invested some money into a product that you're hoping to get an ROI on. So I think those are always tough. So I think technical sales, you'll be caught somewhere in the middle of that with a salesperson or yourself, or people back home that people back at the facility that say, hey, I designed this. Where's the sales on it? So those are rough days for sure.
So you mentioned having resilience, but is there anything specific that you do on those days, or say to yourself, or what can somebody do when they're having a bad day?
I think whiskey fixes everything. No, I'm joking. I think at the end of the day,
only half the things. Only
half the things. So if the whiskey doesn't do it, I think really it's your purpose. Like for me, throughout my career, initially it was like paying off student debt. Next it was helping my parents. Then I had children. So it's like, oh, somebody's got to help them with college and give them a head start in life, right? And so, and then as you get older, your parents, they have ailments and they have things that they may need help on. So along the way, I've been really blessed to be very grounded in what my purpose is. So if you know what your purpose is and what you're trying to accomplish and how many people you can help. So one of the things that we do here is, there's a organization here, part of our church, that feeds the homeless. And every Sunday you feed the homeless, you give them resources, you bring in veterans organizations to help them get them cell phone, try to get them, really kind of back on the path of life. And you can't do those things if you don't make enough of a paycheck to be a contributor to these other things that are beyond just a job, a paycheck, a car, a house. It's all the things after those things that you need to live on that I really think matters. And so when you find passion in the things that you want to accomplish for yourself, your family, your community, that really, I think, is really what motivates you through the bad days.